Okay, my name is Malik Notice, this is Akshay, that's Nick, and this is Noble. And we're doing our English seminar on The Soloist, which is by Steve Lopez. And so The Soloist is about a man who's homeless. His name is Nathaniel Ayers, and he's very good at playing music. He's very good at playing the cello, he's very good at playing piano and trumpet and all sorts of instruments. And basically Steve Lopez, this is based on a true story. Steve Lopez is he's a journalist, and he sees Nathaniel on the streets, and he's fascinated by his music and everything. And then at first he wants just a story in the newspaper, for his job. But then he actually gains like a bond between Nathaniel, and the rest of the book is just about how him and Nathaniel are bonding together. So.
Right, that's one of the main things. But by the end of the book, we see that many times that Steve says that he also benefits from the relationship. That relationship has changed him in certain ways. What ways did it change him?
I think that this bond changed Nathaniel because at the start of the book we see that Nathaniel is a character who's clearly isolated from the rest of society. He's living under the tunnel. He lives in Skid Row, which is the most ridden place in Los Angeles. And if we look at him at the beginning of the book and we look at him at the end, we can see that Nathaniel is a character who undergoes many changes as he formulates this bond with the main character, Steve Lopez.
Yeah, so he's not a static character. What's it called again?
A
dynamic character. Because he shows change.
Yeah, just to add to what Nicholas was saying, I also feel that the biggest change I saw in the entire book was in Steve Lopez himself, because you see that in the beginning of the story, what he wanted from Nathaniel was just a story. He just wanted something to write about. But as the story progresses, you see a bond or a bridge that gets stronger between Nathaniel and Steve, and that changes Steve as just not as a person, but as a human being, because you see him care more. Not only that, just for Nathaniel, but also the other mentally ill people of Skid Row. So yeah.
Yeah, like it gets very intense, in my opinion, because halfway through the book, in the start, they both like Beethoven and Mozart and their music and stuff, and then after when the story progresses, Nathaniel refers Steve to as his god.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think that was?
I think because Steve changed Nathaniel in so many ways, and I think that Nathaniel also changed Steve in the same amount of ways. And when you look at religion and all those contexts, you can't help but look to God or any spiritual being as the person who gives you strength or any form of confidence. So in this context, I believe that referring to him as God symbolized how important he is to him. But at the same time, this relationship also took a negative toll on Steve, because as he spends more time with Nathaniel, he spends less time with his family.
But do you guys think he's a typical journalist?
Well,
And he puts himself in Nathaniel's shoes and wants to see his world. So do you think he's kind of
I guess that would be the role of any good journalist to actually go into the world of what they are trying to find and experience it from their perspective. So you would see that Steve would actually go with Nathaniel and spend nights with him at Skid Row just to see what the environment was like there, and then right. So I guess he has gone a little bit above and beyond, because you would not see even a normal person try to make such a big change like in a person's life and actually go through those hardships as well.
and as a journalist, he made it his main priority to learn more about Nathaniel as he met him. Like, there was this instance when he met Nathaniel's father and he met his sister and he learned about his mother.
And Julia.
And Julia.
He called Julia to see if he attended the school.
Exactly. The point is that Nathaniel was someone who Steve was interested in because he thought it would make a good column for his news article. And as a good journalist, I think that it was important for him to learn more about Nathaniel's history in order to deeply understand him. And as an end result, make him better.
And you talked about his sister. I don't think his sister really wanted to. I don't think his sister cared for him.
No, I think she.
You see, I don't think she cared for him because what happened at the start was that she Nathaniel hasn't talked to her sister in years. He hasn't talked to his dad in years. And after when Steve Lopez calls his sister, Jennifer, and he tells her about the story and everything, and she comes rushing and she wants to help and everything. And I was even watching these videos and reading articles about like the real Nathaniel. And now what his sister's doing is that she's opened, this orphanage for all these other people, like Nathaniel.
How does
Well,
that mean
of course,
that's
like,
cares?
See, okay, but
How
he,
does
no,
that
no,
mean-
no, you have to look
cares?
at it this way. What,
Doesn't make any sense.
No, but in the beginning, when he was in Cleveland, you would see that when he started acting outrageous in front of his mom and in front of his sister, those were hardships that they did not want to face. Obviously, after you want to help Nathaniel, they wanted to help Nathaniel because they were his sister and his mother. But then after that, they could only take so much pain because you would see that he would just leave them alone or go out and just wander around, and he would not listen to his sister or his mother. So you can only take so much hardship before there's a breaking point. But now, after Steve Lopez, he has given some attention, or he has tried to look after Nathaniel, and he's told his sister about it. She feels that she could possibly feel that there's someone that's also trying to take care of him, and maybe with the help of another person, I can maybe break through to him and help him get onto a track of rehabilitation, which he needs.
Also, you can't really blame Jennifer because
I know. It's not
we've
her
seen
fault.
that Nathaniel's been away from his family for a really long time, and the further you're apart from someone, the less
The
close
less-
you are.
Yeah, you lose more. You lose bond.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
the connection. Yeah.
They are family, of course, but that doesn't mean that it's
Connection.
impossible for them to break apart.
The same connection they had when they were younger and stuff.
Exactly. Okay. How about when when Steve met Nathaniel's father during the middle of the book, where he visited his father and they discussed Nathaniel as a child? Because as we've seen, Nathaniel cherished his father and he admired him. So my question is, what do you think was the end result of meeting Nathaniel's father?
His father says that he still misses him. Like when they're having a conversation, Steve Lopez and his father, he still says that he misses him every day and he still cares about him. So I think even though he doesn't see him, he doesn't talk to him, he still cares about him. And I think that's the same with Jennifer then. Even though she doesn't see him, she still cares about him.
Like the father, he kind of symbolizes hope for Nathaniel, because it seems like he's homeless and there's nobody around him, so you would assume that there's nobody loving him or anything like that. But it actually shows, it symbolizes that there's hope for Nathaniel, that there's people that still care about him and stuff like that.
But if you look at it from a different perspective, you would see that it's possible that his father was partially the cause for him being where he is now.
Was his dad there when he was little?
Pardon?
Was his dad there when he was a kid?
Yes, he was there, but
Yeah, he was.
left after a while.
He left after a while. They got divorced.
Did the schizophrenia start to kick in after that?
Yeah, it was when he was at Juilliard.
No, it was when he was at Juilliard.
It was when he was a Jew. It was the pressure of. I think it was
No,
the
I
pressure
think
of
it was more like
just being
The
there.
father had
Paranoid.
anything.
There are a bunch of
paranoid.
factors.
Did the father? Do you think the father had anything to do with this?
See.
No.
That's the thing. You
It's-
don't
I
know, you
think
don't
it's
know where
weird
to
though.
pinpoint it. You don't know where you're gonna pinpoint
So it's like
exactly where it
paranoid.
started.
You can't
schizophrenia.
pinpoint it on one particular thing. There are different
Yeah,
factors.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was a black kid raised in the '60s. He was the only one. I think he was like the only black kid in
I
Juilliard.
guess it started from
He was my own black.
when his dad got divorced,
like,
and then it took full effect to when he actually was in Juilliard. I think
I don't think.
that's a time slot that we have.
I don't think it.
If we look at the story, we see that after Nathaniel's father left, we see that Nathaniel really admired him, right? And because he admired him, he wanted to impress him. So this could be one of the reasons
He's
why.
so passionate for music.
Yeah, he was very passionate for music, because maybe he wanted to impress his own
Yeah.
father.
Maybe that's the root.
And as he grew up and he attended Juilliard, maybe this was one of the reasons why he developed this paranoid schizophrenia.
Because he realized dad is gone, not coming back. So
Yeah, that's one cause. But then there are other factors too, such as the fact that he was the only black kid. Well, not the only black kid.
Very
one
few.
of-
But the thing is, when he was at Juilliard, there was no evidence, or we never heard about the fact that maybe he misses his dad. Do you guys realize that?
Yeah, he didn't talk.
He never really said that he missed his dad.
some people suppress that.
No, some people don't say it.
A lot of like especially when men, a lot of people don't. They'll show love for their mother, but they don't really tend to show love for their dad just because of a manly kind of thing. So
Yeah,
maybe
especially a
that's
black
why-
guy, Joey, you're not gonna tell a friend, oh, I miss my dad.
Then in that case, Nathaniel's condition wasn't really his fault. It was more,
No, of course it's not his fault. It's
Yeah.
schizophrenia.
it was because of society. He was born in Cleveland, and he
He was
was,
black. He was
Yeah.
surrounded by white people.
he comes from
At
a poor
Juilliard.
middle class family. And then all of a sudden he finds himself at Juilliard, one of the most prestigious musical
Yeah.
schools in the United States of America.